Broken Arrow has somewhat risen from regional obscurity to a nationally, maybe even globally recognized trail. So it was with great excitement we headed down south to Sedona to try out this trail and tackle its infamous steps and take in the gorgeous scenery. The trail is also located pretty much in downtown Sedona. It's literally accessed through a residential neighborhood and winds around the mountain directly to the east of Chapel of the Holy Cross. First, let's discuss trail expectations. I understood this trail was short, but I didn't realize how short. Our GPS logged 4 miles, and even eating lunch on this trail, it took a total of an hour and a half. So if you plan to spend a large portion of your day here, most of it is going to be outside the vehicle on the many hiking trails along the route. Second, let's discuss the trail difficulty. Many websites and books on this trail have rated it intermediate, with some mentioning the steps as difficult. Using the 1 to 10 scale popular in Utah, I would rate this trail as a difficult 3, with the recommendation that high ground clearance is recommended because of some of the ledges and steps. I expected this trail to be a 4, similar to Fins and Things and Day Point Canyon, but it frankly isn't even close. It's quite easy and not that technical. We never even used a spotter. One of the Jeeps in our group never even shifted into 4 low and did the entire trail in 2-wheel drive, although he did have to rely quite heavily on his brakes during the steps. It's a great beginner trail, and the only obvious portions where vehicle damage may occur is some pinstriping along some of the more tighter paths if the overgrowth is particularly bad. But due to the trail's popularity, this most likely won't be the case. Even the climbs have been done so many times that ruts have been worn into the sandstone. It would be difficult to take a bad line because the ruts want to pull you into the proper path. If you are in a stock SUV or crossover, you could potentially scrape or bottom out while in one of these ruts. But if you own a proper off-road based SUV, you should be fine in stock trim. And finally, we need to discuss the popularity. Since it is located in town in a small area, there are people everywhere, and not just Jeep tours, which take tourists up and down the Red Rock Fins, but also hikers and bikers and regular off-roaders as well. I've been on heavily trafficked Moab and Colorado trails before, but the distances are so great, your interaction is limited to the occasional pulling over to pass, or maybe eating at a popular lunch spot, but on Broken Arrow, there is people everywhere and vehicles at every turn, and you can pick out houses all along the base of your gorgeous vistas. So if your idea of off-highway exploring is to get away from civilization, then try this trail early in the morning, or skip it altogether. Even though this is a popular trail, it's not a slow trail. Traffic is managed via requiring the majority of it to be run one way, and the two-way portions have plenty of pullouts. To be clear, I didn't dislike Broken Arrow. On the contrary, it is an excellent trail and worthy of its popularity, as long as you realize it's not going to be technically difficult, nor is it going to be in a remote location. The views are great, the drive is great fun. The famous steps? Well, they don't really look that intimidating in the washed out light of the noonday sun, not like the famous magazine photos with the red rock edges contrasting with each other under favorable lighting. But the steps are legitimately slick. I almost fell a few times while filming, and they would pose a mild challenge while climbing. But since it's one way, all you do is descend. And the trick? Just follow the ruts in 4 low and take it slow. That said, my wife, who is new to actually driving over technical trails, said it was the most intimidating obstacle she has ever driven, even though it really wasn't challenging.
Worst I've done so far.
Easy but cool.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you are in Sedona and have your four-wheel drive, take a quick look around Broken Arrow and see it for yourself. It's a fun ride, and you won't regret it.